Well, it's that time of the year. The NFL draft is here, so you know what? We make a mock draft to be mocked. So we do our mock NFL draft, just like we've done the past several years, of the players that we think the teams need, not the players we think the teams will draft. Those should be the same, but oftentimes they're not. So we go through the first round of the 2025 NFL draft and tell who we think the teams should be drafting, not who they will be drafting. So give us a listen. And if you like what you hear, don't forget to like and subscribe to us. We're on Facebook, on Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Welcome to the number one sports podcast in Central Florida. This is Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capison, and I'm here with Dorian Cody.
So what's up?
And a man who's never sent attack plans via signal twice, BJ Thomas.
No, because the first attack always works.
So gentlemen, I know we've been struggling without NFL. That's kind of our bread and butter. But we have NFL to talk about this week. We have the NFL draft coming up on Thursday. So we can play the game of how other teams fuck things up. I already know how the Lions will do it. They will pick a wide receiver, but we will go on from there. So I figured today we would do a mock NFL draft, just the first round, and then see how it compares to the real draft. I will tell you guys, when you're making your picks, pick what you believe the team needs, not what you believe the team will pick. Those should be the same, but we know they aren't. So, and I do want to thank BJ for sending a draft simulator. I had put one together with our capabilities, but what he sent was a little bit better, so we will go with that one.
Let AI do it.
Something like that. Okay. So, did you hit it?
Ja just closed out everything for tonight. Well, Ja just closed out that game for me.
Nice.
The Bucks Pacers and I have like what is it? A 13 leg parlay going right now.
I'm sitting on a 10. I just hit it. SGA just hit. Nice. Sorry.
So I got 7 of the 13 legs have hit for me so far.
Nice. Sorry, we're easily distracted.
Yeah.
So
we're Americans. You dangle a few bucks in front of our face, we can't fucking think straight.
Nope. Money and titties, and I'm completely distracted.
In either order.
So BJ, you will have first pick.
You guys are so nice.
So you are picking for the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, you're not so nice. I really like Cam Ward. I like his pocket presence, and he's got a live ball. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to draft Cam Ward here.
Okay. Okay, Dorian, you're number 2 with the Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns. Damn. Where do we start? I'm drafting. Damn, this is not as easy as I thought it was. But if I'm Cleveland, you need to get if I could get Travis Hunter, man.
Okay. Travis Hunter it is. Okay, so that means that I've got the New York Giants at 3. Sure. Again, they need help everywhere. I'm picking Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU. So BJ, you got the Patriots at 4.
Let's get him back on the Patriot way, and we're going to draft Abdul Carter. Work on that defense.
Good pick. Okay, Dorian, you've got your Jacksonville Jaguars at 5.
You win between the trenches. Let's get Mason Graham.
I think Dorian just had a little chubby right there, getting Mason Graham for the Jaguars. So I've got the Raiders. God, they need basically everything. Um, so they still have Max Crosby on the roster as of now.
I thought they re-signed him to a long-term contract.
Yeah, but they've also been talking about trading him. So who knows? I'm going to go with Ahmad Mimbu from Missouri. You're going to see a theme, offensive,
call me?
defensive line. So, BJ, you get the fun pick of the New York Jets.
There's not a player on this list that's going to fix the Jets. So they should probably get the best available. They have running backs. I guess I'm just going to add to that defense with a Jalen Walker.
Okay. Okay, Dorian, you got Carolina.
Damn. Where do you start? Carolina. What don't you not
If you need me
need?
to look at a different position, I definitely can.
Um, actually, I was gonna say they need help on both sides. I'm gonna go with Tyler Warren.
Good choice out of Penn State. Okay. I've got the Saints, so I don't know who the quarterback is. I know technically they have Derek Carr. I don't know if he's playing this year. Um, I don't know who the wide receivers are. Alvin Kamara is still back there, but they need something. They need a spark. They need something that the city's going to wrap around. I'm putting Shador there at in New
Okay.
Orleans. So BJ, you want to phone a friend because you're picking for the Bears.
I think he'd be pretty happy with Ashton Janty at this point.
Okay. Okay, Dorian, you're picking for San Francisco.
Um, so Debo's gone. Um, I'm gonna go with Will Johnson.
The shutdown corner. So I will give up my pick to BJ because the Cowboys are picking 12. So BJ,
I'm going with Michael Williams from Georgia. Another edge rusher. We lost to Marcus Lawrence. It's not the sexy pick, but it might be the smart one.
and speaking of smart picks, I'm picking for Miami. They need to protect Tua badly. You need to keep him upright. I'm going Kelvin Banks from Texas. So Dorian picking for the Colts.
The Colts. I'm going. I'm going Jade Barrett. Defense.
Okay, BJ, you got the Falcons.
Trade back. they don't. Um, I go ahead. These are all my picks. But Shamar Stewart.
Okay. I'm picking for the Cardinals. If they've got a good tight end, they think they've got a quarterback. Was it Tatera McMillan from Arizona? We'll go with that.
All right.
Okay. Dorian, Cincinnati.
The Bungles.
Cincinnati. Go to the O line. we got to protect Burrow. So I'm gonna go with Josh Simmons.
You know, the the pundits and all that might think that's a stretch, but if he's the best offensive tackle that's left, if you're
Trade back
Cincinnati,
though.
it doesn't matter. That's who you take.
Yeah, but I would trade back though.
I completely agree. Now, in this situation, we can't do that. But if you can't trade back, you pick the best player at the most important need.
Mhm.
So BJ, Cincinnati. I'm sorry, Seattle.
They're gonna need some help at wide receiver, so I'm gonna go Matthew Golden, Texas.
Mm.
And I've got the Bucks. I'm gonna go interior. Jaleel Campbell from Alabama. Dorian, Denver's to you. Had a good season, surprisingly good season with Bo Nix.
Mm. Trying to think. Um, their O line solid. Um, who's their starting tight end?
Well, we can find out.
Yeah, let's see who it is.
Nobody
Sure.
to stop him from drafting another one. I can promise you that.
Well, they have Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram. I'm drafting Lover because Evan Ingram and his injury prone. So Lover.
Sound burnt.
Guess what?
That's a jolted level if I've ever heard one. BJ, the perpetual 9-8 Steelers, who I guess they still have a quarterback on the roster.
I think they almost, if this scenario plays out, they almost have to draft Hampton.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got the Chargers. You know, if Harbaugh has Kenneth Grant on the board, he's running up there himself to submit the pick. Dorian, Packers.
Packers. Um, I'm thinking. I mean, defense always works. Um, I'm gonna go with Mike Green. He's on the edge.
Okay. BJ, Minnesota Vikings. As of right now, the starting quarterback is JJ McCarthy.
I'm going to go with the safety from Georgia, Starks.
That's a good
Harrison's getting up there.
Yep.
one.
So I think it's time to, what's his last name? Played at Notre Dame, right? Is it Smith?
Harrison Smith.
Doesn't that
Yeah,
sound right?
number 22.
Yeah, Harrison Smith. Yeah, so he's been playing for quite a while, so I would assume that it wouldn't hurt to draft a solid replacement.
Yeah, he's 36 years old.
Yeah, so thankfully they're still getting good, solid seasons out of him, but
Right.
for how much longer?
Excuse me. If I'm Houston, I need help on defense. I need to. I'm set on offense, assuming everyone stays healthy. I need help on defense. I'm going Derek Carmen from Oregon.
You just passed on one of those beef eaters from the SEC, two of them.
Dorian, you got the Rams.
Um, I'm gonna go with. See if they got here. Let's go with Nick Emanori. He's some safety help.
BJ, Baltimore to you.
Do what Baltimore does. Draft one of those defensive linemen that are going to wind up being there for 10 years. Walter Nolan.
And I just happen to have Detroit. Um, kind of the same thing. Just beef up the defense. If Detroit picks anyone on offense, I'm going to be pissed. For this draft, they need in this scenario, James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee is the right pick. Dorian,
Yeah,
you've
'cause
got the
they're,
Washington. Go ahead.
Their outside rush depth really showed
Yes.
once all those injury happened, and it just isn't there.
No. And they did what they could last year, but they could only hold up so long.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dorian, you've got the Washington football team.
The Washington football team. Um, let's bolter up. What is Tyler Booker? Is that inside offensive lineman?
Yeah,
Iowa?
that's like offensive guard.
Guards,
Oh,
tackle,
okay.
guards, and centers.
No, let's go Donovan Israku.
From Boston College.
Yeah.
BJ, Buffalo to you.
Oh man, we get that cat from Ohio State. If he's still sitting there for the Bills,
Mecca Ibuka?
Igbu, yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be huge.
So, the Chiefs, as we learned, Mahomes needs weapons, but he also needs to stand up straight. So I'm going Tyler Booker from Alabama. And as much as this pains me to say, Dorian, you have the Super Bowl winning champions, Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. So the Philadelphia thing to do is get someone on defense. But I'm gonna go Gray Zabel. Let's get somebody on the offensive line.
Okay. So that completes our draft. Let's see if it'll let me save this thing off. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to have this saved and posted to our social media page. Okay, so just as a recap, Tennessee takes Cam Ward. Cleveland destroys the career of Travis Hunter. The Giants select Will Campbell. Patriots do the Patriots thing of selecting Abdul Carter. Dorian can't remove the smile from getting Mason Graham at 5. The Raiders get Ahmad Membu from Missouri at 6. Jalen Walker goes to the Jets. Tyler Warren goes to Carolina at 8. So it'll be interesting because you've got this tiny quarterback throwing to a tall tight end. So, Shedeur Sanders goes to the Saints at 9. Ashton Genty goes to the Bears at 10. I think our friend of the pod, Bears fan, would just be overly delighted with that.
No, what Adam's saying is Mike would nut his shorts if they get drafted Ashton Janty. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
So Will Johnson goes to San Francisco. Mikael Williams goes to Dallas. And BJ, I apologize. I cut you off when you were explaining your pick of Mikael Williams to Dallas.
Oh, that's fine.
So
It's, he's just got to replace DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yep.
Or try to.
Kelvin Banks goes to Miami. Jada Barron goes to Indianapolis.
If you're going to post this, you don't need to read these motherfuckers.
People cannot read. I mean, we've established this fact. So
I don't like how you attack our listeners.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, I will get this posted on social media so people can see. And again, I'm curious how these picks line up to the picks that the teams actually pick, and how these guys produce in the NFL.
I'm almost positive. I'm willing to bet a couple bucks on it. There's at least three trades in this first round.
Oh, at least. I'd put the over under at 4.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
I mean, because there's a lot of teams that where they're drafting, their needs, the top guy.
Don't line up.
We had it with Green Bay. I think what the guy that they needed, they can get further down. So, okay. Well, that is our mock draft for the 2025 NFL draft. The draft is this Thursday, so pay attention. Have our draft in front, and then whenever we're wrong, take a shot. Or actually, don't, because you will be drunk by midway through the first round. So with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with our NBA coverage.